Guess who's back? Back again. Mikey's back. Tell a friend. Hey everybody, here I'm with another video for you guys today. And today I want to talk about Lepin versus Lego. Yes, that's right. It is the topic that is very controversial in Lego communities at this time. And depending on where you stand on this issue will either make you, a hero or a villain. And, most Lepin fans out there have embraced, the quote unquote dark side of the bricks. And it has completely divided, the brick loving community for good reasons. And I felt it was time for me to really dive into this topic. So here we go. Let me start by saying that I do own quite a few Lepin sets, and I will be buying more in the near future to review and display in my collection. But the only sets that I will buy are the retired stuff. I refuse to support, completely support Lepin and their thievery of Lego, because let's be honest, that's exactly what they're doing. They are stealing Lego's things and rebranding it and repackaging and selling it to people. So things that Lego still makes and still sells, I will not buy, because I would rather support the company that got, brick building things to this point that we are today, and that company is Lego. Now, since we're on this real quick, I think it is important to note that the actual brick, the Lego brick, Lego themselves stole that from another company called Kittycraft back in the 50s or 60s. So the quote-unquote Lego brick is not even an actual Lego design. So when you start talking about thievery and stealing and who's right and who's wrong, I think it's important to remember that Lego themselves are not innocent in all of this. And as such, I think that they have to at least take ownership of the fact that they themselves built a company upon, thievery, to be completely honest. Now, I know that's going to offend, some of my Lego hardcore listeners out there, and I understand that. So just bear with me, before you come at me hard here with that. But as for Lepin themselves, they are completely stealing and ripping off, Lego's designs and selling it to people at what most Lepin fans believe is a fair price. But I want to talk about this fair price bit real quick. And the fact of the matter is, if you're looking at the stuff that Lego currently sells that you can buy on their website, and you compare, two sets, whether it is a Lepin set and the Lego set, the Lepin set will be cheaper, but it is not going to be astronomically cheaper, in my opinion, for you to just automatically pick the Lepin version over the Lego version, with some exceptions. And the exceptions would be the very large sets, like the Disney Castle or the Ghostbuster, Firehouse. Yes, for those like two sets and large, sets in general, yes, you are going to save some money by buying the Lepin version over the Lego version. But having said that, you're also going to be compromising a few things in quality and quality control issues. The Lego's quality control is through the roof. You very rarely will find any problems with any of your Lego sets. Where Lepin, on the other hand, you are going to find at least a couple of problems with every Lepin set you find. So, is that worth, saving $100 for? It might be for you. Because that's the thing with my channel. I feel like that there's basically three groups of brick fans out there at the moment. You have your diehard Lego fans. You have your fans like me who are diehard Lego fans, but are also willing to go and get some of the retired sets that Lego no longer sells. And then you have your just straight up, Lepin supporters who will buy everything that Lepin has and are not concerned about anything other than that. And the reason why I will only buy the retired sets is take a set like the Imperial flagship, for example. Now, if you want to buy the Lego version of that set, you are going to pay at least $600, maybe $800, maybe even $1,000, depending on where you are looking to buy it from, what website. And you can get the Lepin version, I think, for like $80 or $90. So that is quite a massive price difference, that it warrants getting the Lepin version if you really want the set. Now, obviously, the hardcore Lego supporters will not, condone any of that whatsoever. They think you are supporting the enemy by doing so. And in a way, they are correct. You are supporting the enemy by doing so. But my counterpoint to that would be, if I want the Imperial flagship, Lego is not losing money by me buying that set, because they wouldn't make any money from me going and buying it from a reseller, which is where you'd have to get it, because again, Lego no longer sells that set. Now, I've heard other people argue that, by me buying that Lepin set, it's taking away from, I could be buying something that Lego still sells, and that's where my money could go. So therefore, I am hurting Lego. But I completely don't follow that logic of thinking, because I think it's a flawed logic. For me at least, maybe for other people it might be true, but for somebody like me that is a very large collector and has a very large interest in, bricks, Lego, Lepin, or whatever have you, I want that set. It's about the set. It's not about what Lego has for sale. It's not about what they used to sell. It's what I want, that set. And am I going to pay $600 versus $100 for it? I mean, you would have to be somewhat foolish, in my opinion, to pay the $600 for the set, unless you plan on, using it as an investment. If it is just something for your collection, then I don't really think it matters. But again, if you're planning on buying it for an investment, I don't know how much higher it's going to go than it already is. So is it really worth investing in at this point anyways? So again, I firmly believe that Lego is not losing any money from me by buying the Lepin Imperial flagship or some of the other Lepin retired sets that I have bought, because I am still going to get the current for sale sets out there that I want. I very rarely pass on something that really appeals to me that is for sale. Every time I go to any store that sells Lego, I always go down the Lego aisles just to check it out, even though I pretty much know what they already have before I get there. It's just something that I have to do, because sometimes you can find stuff on clearance or whatever have you. But concerning this Lepin controversy, it is important to note that in September of 2016, Lego filed a lawsuit in China against Lepin. We still do not know the specifics of the lawsuit, whether it is based upon, Lepin as a whole, or whether it is Lego, filing a lawsuit on them for, images on the box or instruction manuals, or if it is based upon the large, IP franchises such as Disney and Marvel, and DC, stuff that Lego has paid a lot of money to acquire, and that Lepin has not paid anything because, and again, you don't really mess with Disney without expecting some kind of Disney repercussions. Anybody that knows anything about popular franchises should be aware of that. But again, we don't know the specifics of the actual lawsuit. And if I would to take a guess, I would say it is the large franchises like Disney, also mixed with the current things Lego has for sale. And the reason I say that is because there have been other brick manufacturers from China, like Enlighten, for example. Enlighten has been completely ripping off Lego's pirate ship designs, their classic pirate ship designs, for quite a few years now, and making themselves a bigger and bigger company and making a lot of money off of such things. And Lego has yet to bat an eye at at Enlighten. And there's other companies out there that are doing the same thing, and they have not batted an eye at them. And so and then Lepin comes along, and yes, they are doing it better than the other companies. They are, reproducing the sets more accurately, almost to Lego quality. Hence why there was the current video that popped up, the current news thing, news source, that an actual manager or supervisor at a Lego factory could not tell the difference between a Lego and a Lepin minifigure because they are that close. So, that goes to show the quality of Lepin. But again, they came along and they started ripping off things. And I would have to go back and check the records on everything. But, it seems like once they started doing the Star Wars stuff, and the Disney stuff in general, that's when all of a sudden, boom, a lawsuit appeared. Because, again, that was in September of 2016. Because if you go back and look, all summer long, they were ripping off, the modular buildings and some of the other Lego sets. Yes, they were doing a few Star Wars stuff here and there, and they were ripping off the Ghostbuster Firehouse, and there wasn't a lot of chatter about it. But then all of a sudden, the Star Wars sets started getting intense. Lots of Star Wars stuff coming. And then they did Lepin did the Disney Castle. And then, boom, all of a sudden, lawsuit. Lego's filing a lawsuit. And so, again, that makes me feel like that it is based upon those large IPs. But again, it could also be box art, wording and instruction manuals. But I don't believe it is the actual sets themselves for the most part. Obviously, yes, the minifigure itself is copyrighted. So any company that makes a direct ripoff of the Lego minifigure is technically in violation of copyright. But it's no longer the bricks themselves. Hence why companies like Mega Bloks and etc. can make basically the same thing, and there's no problem with them. So that's my gut instinct on that. And Lego did say that they had 1 year's time before the case was heard at court, and Lepin had the right to still make and sell as many products as they could legally until the case goes to court. So until September of 2017, everything will carry on as is. And if you look at what Lepin is doing, it appears very much like they know this, and they are trying to maximize their profits in the meantime, hence the frequency of sets that are appearing. So again, where you fall on my original thing of your pro, moderate, or against Lepin, that's how you will, embrace the next year. And that's why Lepin has become, is growing in popularity on almost a daily basis. And it's because of the amount of sets that they are releasing. But I felt it was important to really start up a dialogue with everybody about this issue. And you guys can use the comment section to state your opinions for and against. All I ask is to keep it, respectful and PG. If it crosses any lines, I will, have to moderate it. Let me end this video by saying that yes, it is theft, and I think it is important for people to acknowledge that. And you can say that yes, I'm just supporting the enemy, or I'm supporting the bad guy by giving them my money. And you're not wrong by saying that, but let me say again that it is not illegal as we sit here today. Nothing has been proven in court, and we live in a society that you are innocent until proven guilty. And as at the time of this video, Lepin has not been found guilty of anything, and I think that it is important to remember that. Are they running on the shady side of things? Yes, absolutely. But let's let the courts, figure out what's going to happen with this whole Lepin versus Lego controversy. Everybody's entitled to their opinions. Everybody's entitled to the side that they want to pick. But let's let everything proceed in court, and then we can go from there with the whole name game, blame game type things. And so those are my personal feelings on this controversy. You might agree with me, you might disagree, and again, everybody's entitled to that. So thanks everybody for watching. Continue to like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate it, and I will be seeing you guys all again shortly. Take care, everybody.